Hi and welcome to episode 7 of Just Ask Kathleen. This week I'm starting off with an email from a chap I'm calling Dylan. My parents bought me a drum kit for Christmas, but I didn't really want a drum kit, and now I feel bad as they keep asking me why I'm not playing them. I don't know how to tell them. I think I mentioned once last year that my best friend was really good at the drums and it would be great to be able to play like him, but I didn't mean that I wanted to be a drummer. What should I do? What a shame. This is such I don't know how old you are, but this is such a kind of familiar problem for young folk, like people in their teens. Parents are listening out, I think, all year long to find out what it is they're going to get for Christmas. The big present. What's the big present going to be? And clearly your parents have picked up on the fact that you mentioned drumming and your friend being a good drummer. You need to just be honest about this, Dylan. They will understand. It'll be a bit frustrating, I guess, for them and difficult for you because you're not wanting to disappoint them. But there's no point in this dragging on any longer, is there really? Because they're waiting to hear you playing the drum and practicing the drums. Perhaps you could just, I don't know, start off by sitting them down really and finding a quiet time to have this conversation, because you need them to be listening to you, not be distracted by anything else. So explain to them that you're a bit upset because you know that they got you this present with the best intention, but the reason they've not heard you playing it is because you're actually not that into drumming. You could say to them that you'd happily try and sell it on Gumtree or online somewhere, and that you could give them back the money or you could use the money towards something else you would like. But there's no point in having this drum kit sitting in your house collecting dust and not ever getting used, because somebody will want to use them. So just take a deep breath, be grounded. You can use the template that we've talked about before in this series, the positive, the event, the feeling, the need, the positive. So the positive is, I'm glad I'm getting the opportunity to speak to you both tonight. The event would be, when you bought me the drum kit, I felt a bit embarrassed, a bit awkward, so you're onto the feeling. What I need you to know is that I really didn't expect you to get me that present. I was just purely sharing with you that so-and-so, my friend, is a really good drummer, but I didn't actually want to have drums myself. So what I need is to be honest about that, and perhaps we could put them online to sell them and I can give you back the money, or I can use the money for something I really would like. And I'm really sorry that I didn't tell you this sooner. And that's it. You've sandwiched between the two positives exactly what you feel and what you wanted to share with them. But just do it, Dylan. There's no point in putting this off any longer. All the best with that. Okay, this next email comes from a lady that I'm calling Norma. My husband has a very stressful job. He has always provided for me and our children. We've been together for 23 years. Both our kids have left home now. They don't have a lot of respect for their dad, and things have always been a bit tense between the kids and their dad, as when things have got on top of him, he has tended to lash out at me, and they say they hate him for hitting me. Mostly it's been verbal abuse, but sometimes he has hit me. I've never left, as I always felt that underneath he's a kind man who wants to do the best by his family, but he doesn't deal with stress very well. Do you think I should leave him? I have started thinking about it because now the kids are away, things are getting a bit worse, but I don't really know where I'd go or what to do. Well, Norma, thank you for sharing this your story with me, and first of all, I am really, really sorry that you've had this experience, and it's little wonder that your kids don't like their dad. Your email tells me a lot. So you've given him 23 years of your life, you have 2 children together. You are almost making excuses for him, which is sad to read actually. He's got a very stressful job. Having a stressful job does not mean he can come home and take it out on you, either verbally or physically. I absolutely think you should leave him, and I know that's not an easy thing to contemplate. It's very scary, daunting, but your children, I'm sure, would absolutely support you in that decision. What I did when I received this email was I went on to Shelter, the website for Shelter. Now, I know from your email address that you are in the UK, so what I would encourage you to do is go to www.shelter.org.uk, and when you get onto that website, in the search bit you can actually type in domestic abuse, and the people in Shelter will give you very good advice. There's an online chat that you can have there and then, but they have a specific page dedicated to help men or women who are trying to get out of an abusive relationship. They will give you lots of support and you won't be alone. So really, the advice I give you is absolutely leave. This has gone on way too long. You're now in a position where you're recognising that as the children have left home, things have got worse. So do not delay with this. Get the support you need and make a plan to get out of there. Thanks, Norma. And the final email today is from a chap I'm going to call Toby. I want to do stuff with my dad at weekends, and he always says he's too busy. I get really fed up that he won't come swimming with me or go and play football in the park. Is there anything I could say to get him to spend more time with me? I'm 14 years old. Well, Toby, this is a classic one, isn't it? That dads get to the weekend and it's their weekend and they're thinking, oh, I can't be bothered doing anything. So you know, you're 14 years old, you want to hang out with your dad, and you're not going to be home for very many more years. So yes, of course, I'll help you with this. I would say we're going to go back to this template that I'm always going on about, the way of constructively expressing ourselves so that the person hearing what we have to say hears us more clearly. It's less flustered, it's more direct, and we're saying it in a very grounded position. So find a time when your dad is there, and I mean that in that he is able to hear you. So it might be when he's having his supper with you, you're sitting down having your tea together, providing the television isn't on or there's other distractions. But find a time where you can have a conversation with him. Start with a positive. Dad, I love hanging out with you. That would be enough of a positive opening. The event is, when it comes to the weekends and you tell me you're busy, it makes me feel, onto the feeling, really sad and a bit fed up because I want to do stuff with you. What I need you to know is that I do understand that if you're working all week, your weekends are precious to you too. But could we come up with a plan where you get to do stuff you want to do or just chill out, and we make time to do one thing together, be it on the Saturday or the Sunday, like go to the movies or have supper out or something, or go and play football or go and watch the local team play. So come up with ideas in that what I need, what I'd prefer section. So you're telling him what you need and what you'd prefer. And end by saying, I'm 14 now and I'm going to leave home soon and I just want to make good memories with you because I really want to hang out with you. I enjoy hanging out with you. So you're ending on a positive, which he will hear. It's the reason our parents don't hear us sometimes is because we get very flustered and we end up saying, you never come out with me, I'm fed up with it, I want to go and play with you and you won't ever. So we get all up in our head mind, having this very kind of reactionary and defensive response back and forth. The other person's getting defensive, we're reacting badly, on and on. So when we practice the art of being grounded, so just even shifting your awareness to your feet on the ground, just thinking of being present in the room when you then deliver what you want to say to your dad in that very structured way that I've just gone over with you. Do that, stay grounded, stay calm, and notice what happens. I'm sure your dad will hear you and feel what you're saying and make steps to help do something together. And all the best, Toby. I hope that happens soon for you. So that brings to the end episode 7 of Just Ask Kathleen. Thank you again for all your emails. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you all again next Sunday. Take care. Bye.